Dun dun. Hey guys, what is up? It's your girl Milz. Welcome back to Keeping It Real with Milz. Everything you won't find about a spinal cord injury.com. So welcome back, guys. This episode is called Dating with a Spinal Cord Injury. And my guest is a very special guest. His name is WHEELCHAIRPAPI, and I'm super excited for you guys to meet him because he's my internet friend that I've never met in real life, but that I hope one day I actually meet. Once, this pandemic is over, we can safely hang out. But anyways, guys, I'm super excited for this video, so let's go ahead and give him a call. That way we can start this video and you guys can get to know him. I feel like this podcast is going to be very inspirational, motivational, and just like a little like TED Talk. I feel like he's more like a older brother that can give you advice, that can tell how he overcame this dating life, and just like a little insight of what dating with spinal cord injury looks like. So let's go ahead and get into that call, guys, because I'm super excited about this. So guys, we're about to call WHEELCHAIRPAPI right now, and I'm super excited. All right, let's see. Okay, it's ringing, guys. It is ringing.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Guys, I'm super excited because it feels like we're actually hanging out in real life. We've actually never met in real life, right? We're like internet friends.
I think we met at like the Ability Expos one time. I think like we crossed paths. I don't think we talked though. I could be wrong though, but I feel like I've seen you before.
I don't think so. I think I would have remembered. Yeah, because you've never been down here in the Houston one, right?
No, you know what it was? I did go to the Houston one, but what it was? I saw a picture of you after. And I was like, dang, I was there. Like, I didn't see you. I think I went on Saturday, you went on Friday, or vice versa. I went on Friday, you were on Saturday.
So close. Yeah. So I went back to our messages on Instagram. Guys, if you don't follow him, make sure you give him a follow. He has on Instagram, his name is WHEELCHAIRPAPI. And on TikTok, his name is WHEELCHAIRPAPI2. He has 14K on Instagram and 277 on TikTok. I've been studying.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know that. I knew it was like 270 something. Yeah.
77 point something. I forgot.
Okay. Yeah. That's still good though.
Yeah. It's he's actually pretty big.
But I see you doing your thing too though. Like you've been taking off here lately. So
yeah.
Another thing too, while I got you on here, I think I told you this before, but I'm gonna tell you again. Like you're the first person that I met or like that I saw after I had my accident, right? Like I was like, I didn't know anyone in the wheelchair or anything, so I was just like Googling or like Instagram, also like wheelchair, spinal cord injury. Like the community is a lot bigger now than it was in 2014. But in 2014, like I ran across you, like you had a picture with Slim Thug.
Yeah.
Right? It was one of your more recent ones, and then I was like, oh shit, I was like, is she from Texas too? And like I started looking through your page, and I was like, dang, so you were in the wheelchair too, and you were from Texas. And I was like. And like you Slim Thug, like I grew up listening to like Slim Thug, Chameleon, and Paul Wall and all that. So I was like, dang, that's what's up. So like I always see you like my little sister kind of, like not in a weird way because you're younger than me, but I was like we've always like been friends.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 32.
32?
33. I just turned 33.
33?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. When was it?
In August 14th,
oh, I just told you happy birthday in one of the comments.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. But now I always see you like a little like a little sister type of, you know what I'm saying? Like you just anything I could do to help you or whatever. So I always like try to reach out to you, encourage you and all that. So you're doing your thing now. I'm super proud of you. And again, you were like the first person I met. So it's super dope for you to like invite me to get on here with you. So,
really? I'm nervous because you're here.
Hey, I mean, it's mutual.
Okay, cool. We have to like hang out in real life though, whenever like this whole thing is over.
I told you already, I want to come down there. I see you baking and all that. So you're going to have to make some like a cake or something, cookies or something like that.
Do you like chocolate cake?
Kick it, though.
Or vanilla?
Yeah, I like it all.
Oh,
I like both.
Anything?
Are
you lactose?
Yeah, I'm not.
I am.
No, okay.
Yeah, but whatever.
I eat whatever.
Yeah.
But no, definitely when I come back down there, like even when I do something in Austin, like I'll come down there. It's just the timing, like I have to come back and get my daughter or something. But I will figure out a time when we can kick it. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, just let me know. Like I'm down.
Yeah, but you gotta tell your older sister to go.
Katie?
I'm just playing. But no, yeah. But I'm happy to be here. And yeah, this should be fun.
Yeah. I feel like you can bring in like a lot of knowledge. One, because you're a guy, and there's a lot of things that I don't know about, right?
Right.
So I feel like this video could be very educational, inspirational, and I don't know, like it'll kind of help like new wheelchair users, right?
Right. Yeah, that's what it's kind of. I think is more catered to like new wheelchair users because some of the stuff they're gonna look at, which I'm guilty for. Even though I was in a relationship, it was like dating type of things or like advice or things like that, whether it's like sexual in the bedroom or it's like just getting out in public, being confident. So this kind of will cater to like all that. You know what I mean? We'll talk a little bit about everything. So I think it'll be good for more or less, like you said, the newly injured people, because once you get a couple years into the game, you kind of start to understand the situation and the lifestyle and all that. So you kind of just learn that as you go. But for new people, this is kind of good information. This will be good information for them, so they can.
But actually, there's a lot of people that got injured and they're barely now dating, like in their 5th year. You know?
Yeah, but it's because they choose to. A lot of people, like, they're embarrassed of like the situation, like, you know. So, but it does take longer for some people to like accept the change than it does for some.
How long did it take you to, like, you know, start dating after your injury? We all would wait. Can we first know if you're dating right now? Are you single? What's going on?
Yeah, I am single.
Single like a Pringle?
Yeah, I'm single, but
a Pringle that's ready to mingle, or
mingle. You know what I'm saying? But no, I started dating like a little over a year after my injury, but I was with my daughter's mother for 9 years, almost 9 years.
Okay.
And we split up shortly after my injury, maybe about a year after. So I wasn't really even trying to date or nothing like that. And I just, you know, I had got depressed after breaking my back, losing my job. My daughter's mom, you know, she wanted to move on. So I went, like most people, I went through depression and I gained a bunch of weight and kind of lost sight of who I was. And it actually wasn't until I found out she started dating again, so where it kind of like a reality check to me. It was like, man, like she's moving on. Like, I need to move on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to sit here and crumble while she's out here living life. So, you know, I got in the gym, and I think the main thing for anyone that is injured, newly injured, or even if you've been in the game for a while, the main thing is confidence, right? So, like, I got in the gym, and I started working out, and even though I wasn't the best version of myself at that point, mentally, I was like, oh, shit. Like, I started seeing, like, pictures, like, losing weight. Right, the clothes I was wearing started to change. Like, now I can start wearing my old stuff and not just wearing stuff that made me feel comfortable because I had a big belly. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I started to get my swag back, and that's kind of when things started to change for me. I started getting girls like DMing me, like, oh, hey, like, you're a good dad, or hey, I love your style, or just little things like that. And
so it gave you confidence.
Yeah, because I had the confidence, and then they were coming at me now. Like, I wasn't in DMs; they were in my DMs. Like, oh, you know, I love how you take care of your daughter. I seen you out.
She's so cute.
Yeah, you know, just like little things like that. And I was like, oh, I appreciate it. And at that time, I still didn't want to date because I'm still kind of getting over 9 years. So
right.
I wasn't really even like looking to get into a relationship or nothing like that. And what happened? So I took a part-time job at Walmart. So my first job after being injured, after my job laid me off, I was there for 2
Where were you working at before?
I was working in the oil and gas industry. I was a quality inspector, so I was making real good money. It was a great job, a great career. I mean, it's like a warehouse type of career, but it was like a
physical?
Great career as far as like, yeah, physical. And it was also like a lot of these manufacturing companies, they need inspectors, right? So it was great in that field, and it paid really well. So once they laid me off, she left. I'm paralyzed. I was like, man, I don't even know what I can do. Like, can I work? That's another thing. What woman's gonna want to be with a dude that ain't got a job? He's already paralyzed. Now he don't have a job, right? And that goes for anyone, even if you're not in a chair. Like, a woman don't want to do.
Yeah, I don't want no guy that has no job, no scrub.
But people in chairs, like, they look like they feel like everything has changed so much for them just because they're in the chair. It's like, bro, I got friends to this day that really ain't doing much, right? And they're like, man, bro, like, they're having trouble dating. So it's like, it's not just you. Like, dating in general is already hard for anybody.
Right.
So once you start putting like that mindset, like, oh, I'm in a chair too, it's like, bro, it ain't even about that. But like, what are you bringing to the table? Right? Like, yeah, you're in a chair, but if you could still work, bro, like, you could still do stuff. Like, you could still take her to dinner, buy her some flour. Like, you could still do things. You know what I mean? So for me, I was like, man, I need to get a job. Like, before I even think about dating, like, I need a job. How am I going to meet a woman and she's like, what do you do? Oh, I don't do anything. I just stay at home all day. Like, what future is she going to see in that? You know what I mean? So I applied at tons of places, and the only place that hired me was Walmart. This is the only place that called me back.
Right.
At that time. So I took a job at Walmart. So I met this girl online, we was messaging, like she was DMing
Where?
me.
Like, were you like on Tinder or was it
I was
Instagram?
on Facebook. No, I was on Facebook. I was on Facebook, yeah. And like we have mutual friends. She had added me. So I didn't think nothing of it. And then one day, like I like country music. So I had posted like a concert that was coming to Billy Bob's, which is like country like venue here in Fort Worth. And she was like, "Oh, dang, you're going?" She's like, "I want to go." And I was like, "Let's go. I'll get you a ticket." Right? Because I'm working. Like, I got some, like, I'm making a little money at Walmart.
Right.
That ticket's like $30. I was like, "Hey, let's go. I'll get you a ticket." So she was like, "For real?" Like, she was like,
"You got me?
Like,
what?"
Yeah. And I was like, "It's like $30. Like, come on. What kind of dude you messing with?"
Right.
So I got her a ticket, and then we went to Billy Bob's. And she was cool. Like, like, she was like, "Oh, I see you working at Walmart." I was like, kind of embarrassed. I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "No, that's what's up. Like, the fact that you're even working, like, that's super dope." Like, she's like, "I know people who can walk that don't do anything, right?
That don't
like,
have a job.
Kids, yeah, that have kids and don't even do half of the stuff you do." So that was cool to me because I'm hearing it from someone other than my mom, right? From a female, right?
Right.
And I'm like, "Dang, that's what's up." So we ended up start like, hanging out a little bit more and more, and then kind of got into like I guess you could call it a relationship. I wasn't really ready to like settle down, not because I was out trying to talk to a bunch of girls. Mentally, I was just had a lot of things that I wanted to do before I like got into a relationship.
Yeah, you didn't want to bring that baggage into like a new healthy relationship.
Right. Because I was still trying to find myself. And, I had just got into the gym, losing some weight. So like my main focus was like myself, self-love, right? Self-care.
Right.
I wanted to be like the best version of me. So I ended up calling it off, and like, it was a mutual thing. Like, she understood where I was coming from. She wanted a little bit more that I was willing to give. So I was like, I really ain't ready for those, next steps. And we called it off, and it was cool. I mean, I think it was cool. Like, I mean, we never talked again after that. There was no reason to, but it wasn't like a F you, like, it wasn't.
I think that's the best way to ever end it.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
Which way? Like with the cussing and all that?
No. Like the peace out, mutual one.
It was cool. Like, I was like, I'm sorry that, it's just not what I want. And I didn't want to waste her time. You know what I mean? So it was cool. But at that point, the great thing about that, though, and this goes back to the dating, the great thing about that is it let me know that I could still date. Right? That little relationship, even though it wasn't what
successful.
I wanted, and it kind of just happened. It was like, okay, I can date.
I still got it. I'm not so rusty.
Yeah. I was like, I still got, because I was with someone for so long. So, just getting back into the
dating
single world, was kind of like scary. And then being out of shape, not feeling who I was and all that.
Feeling confident.
So that was another battle. And I was like, dang. But once I got into the gym, like I said, so all my new injury people out there, get your swag right. You know what I'm saying? Get into the gym, clean cut, stay clean. Anytime you go out, make sure you turn. People are going to look at you. That's why I tell everyone. People are going to look at you.
Regardless.
Male or female. If you are in a wheelchair, people are going to look at you. So I make sure when people look at me, whether it's a dude, they're going to be like, yo, he fresh. If it's a female, they're going to be like, damn, he fine. Like, you are not going to catch me looking like some depressed, beat up dude in a wheelchair who hates life. Right? If you see me, you're going to be like, yo, like, babe, how come you can't dress like this guy? He's in a wheelchair. He's killing you. You know what I'm saying?
Like, step it up.
It's like, but it goes back to confidence, right? And you don't have to be the best looking person, but you can carry yourself like you're the best looking person.
That is true.
And that speaks volumes, because I go places with my friends and I roll in there like I'm the baddest dude in there, and I'm pretty sure I'm not. But I go in there with that attitude and that mindset, and they trip out because women come up to me like, trying to holler at me. They're like, bro, what did you? I'm like, bro, I don't know. Like, it's
the way you carry yourself.
It's just how I move. So that's like really huge when it comes to like dating with the spinal cord injuries, like confidence. That goes for anybody really, but being in the chair, like hearing it come from someone in a chair. Like, I'm telling you, I have good looking friends. Like, my friends are all good looking guys. So we go places, like, they're like, bro, what? I'm like, bro, like, that's just how I move. Like, I just carry myself.
It's a swag. It's a swag.
It's a swag, and the confidence, and like, I'm not scared to shoot a shot. Like, if you gonna shoot a shot, you're gonna shoot a shot. Like, if you don't shoot it, you miss the opportunity. So if she says, "Oh no, sorry, I'm with someone," cool. It's cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't be scared. That's another thing too. Like, don't feel different because you're in a chair. Like, don't feel scared to approach a woman.
Right. Like, she probably would have rejected you if you were walking.
Yeah. When you're walking, she might have rejected you anyway.
Yeah,
like,
the walking you. So.
Yeah, like me, I'm gonna shoot at anyone, even if I feel like she's out of my league. Like I'm still gonna approach, like, hey, what's up? Like you never know. Like you never know. She might have been dealt with some scumbag dude, and wants to take a chance on a real one. You don't know.
A
It's
real
like
one.
hey, you just don't know what people are going through or what they're willing. Some people are willing to take that chance and like say, you know what, it's something different. Let me just see what it's about.
Right.
Some people will, but you'll never know if you're scared to approach the situation and just be like, hey, how you doing? Like it's nothing wrong with going up to a woman saying, hey, how you doing? Right?
There's not.
That's your doorway in. It's nice. Like, but hey, what's up, man? What's up? You're like, hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing good. Hey, my name's Anthony. Boom, you're in there. You got the name, and then you just small
Go
talk
from there.
Go from there. You could tell some of them are too snot. Like that goes to anyone. Like they just look at you and just kind of keep going. Like, okay, like that was kind of rude, but But then women are so quick to like judge men and be like, oh, they're assholes and this and that. But you couldn't just say hi. Like you couldn't just acknowledge. Like I met this girl. I ran into this girl like 2 weekends ago.
Okay.
And I was
Where
like,
at the bar?
I was just like, yeah, at the bar. Yeah. I was with my friends on a Sunday. I was
Sunday
like, hey,
fun day.
what's up? And she looked at me and she goes, I'm married. I was like, I didn't ask to take you out. I just said, how you doing? She was like, well, I'm married. I was like, have a great day. Like, you couldn't just be like, hey, what's up? That's it. Like, it's very, that goes for anyone. They'll always treat people with respect. Because
Right.
what if your husband, God forbid something happens to him, and he's in a chair or whatever, like, treat people with respect. Like, you just don't know. Like, well, I wasn't born like this. My shit changed in the blink of an eye. It can happen to anybody.
At any time.
Right? You're in the same situation. It's like, this shit is like the lottery. Anyone can get picked. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. Treat everyone with respect because it could be your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister. It could be anybody. It don't have to just be you.
Right.
It could be a family member. Like, so I always try to treat people with respect no matter what, no matter the race, the size, the shape, whatever. Like, I treat everyone the same. And I feel like that's why I've been blessed. And, with everything that's been happening for me, because I do it purely, genuinely. Like, I don't feel like I'm better than anybody. And I treat everyone the same. And I don't treat myself differently than anybody else. Like, we go places, I don't be like, oh, well, I'm in a wheelchair. That's another thing.
So
injured people, treat yourself the same, bro.
Okay.
Do not count yourself different. Like, okay, there's 6 and 1 in a chair. Nah, bro, there's 7. Like, there's 7 of us. It's not 6 and 1 in a chair, bro. It's 7.
7.
Like,
Okay.
Like you treat yourself just like normal. And I'm telling you, the earlier you start that, the easier
Life will be.
Whether it comes to dating, whether it comes to anything, doing anything social, anything. The only difference is if you go to like events, you need handicap seating. That's the only difference. And that's so you have a clear, good view and you can just roll right in, right? They take the chair out and you just roll right in. I mean,
yeah, because I tried going to the normal seats and then I had somebody carry me down and it doesn't work because when people stand up and then you can't see.
People get up, you can't move. Yeah, people stand up or if someone needs to get by you to go to the restroom or whatever, it's just a lot more inconvenience on yourself.
Right.
Like, your friends could do it. Like, if I told my boy, pick me up, bro, I want that first row, they'll pick me up and put me there. But every time someone gets through, like, I'm going to be in the way because I can't stand up and back up while they try to cross. So if I'm okay with people bumping into me every time they got to go pee, then cool. But I'd rather just roll right up there. So when I got to go, I don't need no one to carry me or move me or anything. Like,
yeah, same.
We just going to roll around and go. You know what I mean? So it just really
makes it easier.
It makes it easier for yourself, right? And then everyone's always quick to say, oh, I don't want to be inconvenienced for my friends. Bro, well, then just sit handicapped. Right? Like, just do everything, the shit that makes it easy. Like, you're not an inconvenience. That's another thing. People in chairs, when they get injured, oh, I don't want to date because I'm worried that, like, she's going to have to put my chair in the trunk. Bruh, it takes fucking 5 seconds.
It takes them 5 seconds.
You know how many girls that I've been on dates with? And I'm like, do you want me to pick you up or you want to meet? They're like, oh, you can pick me up. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, you're going to have to put my chair in the trunk or you're going to have to sit in the back seat. Pick and choose which one you want.
Right.
They're like, oh, I don't mind. I'll put it in the trunk. As long as they can lift 15, 20 pounds, you can put the chair in the trunk. I mean, most women my age should be able to lift.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? 15, 20 pounds. So it's like, that's another thing. Don't worry about the chair. It's really not an inconvenience. Like,
it's not that big of a deal.
It's really not. Like, It's really not. But you feel like it is. And I've been there. Like, I felt like it was. Early, I'm like, man, like, do I ask to pick this girl up or do I just meet her there? Like, because I start worrying too much about the chair.
Right.
But at the end of the day, the chair is me. So if I'm going to date someone, she needs to be able to fuck with the chair too. you ain't just fucking with me, you fucking with me and the chair. Like
right.
when we gotta go places, yeah. So like you gonna have like that girl I was talking to. We went to an event. And it was cold as hell outside. I'm in the car chilling in the heater, and she's out there putting my chair together. I felt bad because she's cold and shit, but I was like, this is me though. Like, you know, I do it with or without you. Period. I have to do it with or without you. Period. So like, if you want to do it, cool. But if not, I'm still gonna keep moving without you. So it's like you have to just realize like the chair is you, and if you're messing with someone, they have to understand that too, and you can't let that hinder or like stop you from doing what you want to do.
How did you have that first like conversation with her? Like, okay, this is what you have to do. You put the wheel, you press it, and then you push it out.
Okay, so the first time.
Do you say that before the date? Do you say when it's happening?
I think so. This is usually what happens, right? So when you're like, hey, do you want me to pick you up? Or do you want to meet me there?
Right.
If she's like, oh, you can pick me up, then you just be like, I'll be like, hey, okay, well, my chair's, I already took it apart. It's in my passenger seat. The wheels are in the back. So when we get there, you're going to have to put the frame in the trunk. You can leave the wheels in the back seat if you want, or you can put it all together. So that's the easy part. Now it's like when you get to your venue, wherever you're going, it's like, hey, I need my chair. So most people are like, what do I do? What do I need to do?
Yeah, I know. But they're actually pretty excited. It's not like a burden. They're like, wait, how is this? It's like a puzzle.
I want to learn how to do it. Yeah. So they're like, okay. I'm like, okay, look, first thing you want to do is grab my frame. But lay it down flat. Do not lay it upside down because you're going to scratch my paint up. Like, don't like lay it. Don't just sling it and put it on the ground. Like, set it on the ground nice and slow so she'll get it, carry it, put it there. I'm like, all right. I'll actually recline my chair back and give her the wheels because most of the time they just put the frame in the back in the trunk. So I'll get the wheels, and while I'm holding it, I push the little button where the wheel lock, right, where you can push it. So you see this button, you're going to press it in and push it inside of that hole right there, that silver hole right there, chrome hole. So they'll get it, and they're like, oh, that's cool. Like, I'm like, okay, now you just do it with the other side. Get it, put it in. So I'm like, there it is. They go, dang, that's easy. I said, I know it's easy, right? I said, now just pick up the backrest, and I'll put the cushion on there. So they pick up the backrest, put the cushion, and they push it, like, to the door, and I adjust it. I'm like, all right, it actually goes like this, and then what you do is you lock the wheels, and I hop on. They're like, man, that's easy. That wasn't hard at all. I said, I know it's not. It's really not.
Right. And
my daughter could do it.
And I feel like the fact that
6 years old, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She can't lift the frame, but she can take the wheels off. Like I mean, it's not hard.
It's not.
You just have to be able to be comfortable and accept the situation and be like, hey, this is what you got to do. And like I said, if she ain't down to do it anyways, then she ain't the one for you.
Right. But like some other people, like I feel like they feel like prideful. So if you want to feel like, if you don't want to feel like they're doing most of the work, you can do whatever you did, like hand them the wheel, like, hey, here's the other one, to feel like you're doing something,
The dating depends on the person, right? Like you said, sometimes they're too prideful. Like if you really like this person, you want them to know everything about you. Like you don't need to hide it. Like you should be like, hey, this is what you got to do. So that way they know. And if there's something they don't want to do, then they can keep going.
Yeah, then that's okay.
It's okay. This life ain't for everybody.
It's not. Yeah.
It ain't for everybody. And I still haven't found one that I'm willing to like just commit 100% to and bring into my life because it's not for everybody. Right.
But do you feel like you haven't found somebody because of your disability or because?
Nah. Right. I push a lot of women away just because I'm not ready to I'm really not ready to settle down. Like, do I want to be single? Yes. I mean, do I want to be in a relationship? Yes.
Okay.
I do enjoy being single, and like now in my life and what I'm doing, like, modeling, acting, it requires a lot of traveling.
And you're a dad?
Like I'm a dad, and so I met a lot of women who are very pretty, no kids, and like they kind of get upset that I spend a lot of time with my daughter. They're like, oh, well, what about time with me? And it's like, well, my daughter comes first. No disrespect, like I love spending time with you too, but my daughter is my priority, so like it'll always be that way. And some women don't like that. Some women, they want all your attention, so then that's fine. Like it's no judgment towards them. It's not for everybody, right? But those are things like with me. So like I'm a social media influencer, actor, model, right? So my job, I have to be social. I have to interact with people. When we go places, it's crazy. Like I would never thought people, like girls come up to me like, oh my God, wheelchair papi, just take a picture. Are women going to be okay with that? Like, are women going to be okay with like me?
I would be jealous.
Right?
Yeah, I would.
Like women, like if you look at my following count, I think it's like 90% women, 10% men who follow me. and you can look at it like on Instagram, TikTok, on your analytics, right? So like, I try to message back everyone who messages me, like not just pretty girl. I'm trying to message back everyone, right? Sometimes those people be like, "Hey, what's up?" And I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" And they're like, "Oh my God, you replied." But then they'll start being like, "Oh, we should hang out," like just right off the bat, and I'm like, "Oh, you know, right now you live in like California, so I don't think that's possible." I try to be nice about it, you know, because I'm not an asshole.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, I don't want a woman to tell me, why are you messaging those people, right? I'm doing it just because I show love back. I'm not doing it out of like flirtatious or anything like that, right? So I feel like a woman will slow me down in what I'm trying to do and what I'm trying to accomplish.
Right. You're trying to grow and get audience.
I'm trying to grow and get my audience up. Yeah. So like, I went to Austin last week or 2 weeks ago, and they asked me, could you stay for another day? And I'm like, yeah, of course. Right. Well, the next weekend I have my daughter. So I feel like if I was in a relationship, the girl would be like, well, what about me? I'm not going to see you this weekend.
Right.
Like, why don't you come home? Like, you already finished. Why are you going to stay out there a day? Or what if I'm tired, right? What if I'm just super tired? I'm like, hey, I'm going to book a hotel. I'm just going to stay here for the night because, you know, I can't drive. It's a 4-hour drive. And she's like, what girl are you staying with? Who's going to visit you? Like, who's, you know what I mean? I just don't want to have to deal with it.
Has that ever happened?
You know, it's happened before, not recently because I haven't put myself in position for that to happen, but it's happened in the past where I've been talking to a girl and I'm like, hey, I'm not going to go out tonight. I'm just going to stay home. It's like, well, who's coming over? Like, you never want to stay home on the weekends. Like, I'm tired. Like, literally, like, that's happened. So then I'm like getting up, getting ready, driving all the way over there, and I'm in a bad mood now. Why are you in a bad mood? It's like, I don't want to be.
Because I'm tired.
Yeah. So like, I mean, that's relationships for you though, right? So you pick and choose. Like right now where I'm at in my life, I don't want to deal with any of that. Right? Not yet at least. Right? I don't want to have to deal with that. Then vice versa. What if I'm texting my girl and she ain't responding? Now mentally, I got to go to Austin tomorrow for a modeling gig or a commercial acting. And now I'm all upset because she ain't texting me back, or I think she's pissed at me, or what's going on. I don't want to deal with that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to. Like,
so you're good. Yeah. You don't need a relationship right now in your life. You're good.
But I mean, for the people out there who want to date though, like, you can date. Trust me. Like, dating with a disability is not impossible. Like I said, it all depends on you. You as
on your mindset.
Like, your mindset, your confidence, everything you do, how you feel about your situation. The one thing advice I can give you, new people watching, even people who have been injured, confidence, man. Get in the gym. Look at yourself in the mirror. When you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am a bad mother, you know what I'm saying? that's when you know you're ready to go take over the world. You know what I'm saying? I've been there. When I looked in the mirror, I'm like, who the F am I? Like, I don't even know who I am.
I met you when you were chubbies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
that's when I met you.
I don't know who I am, right? Like now I'm in the mirror, I'm just like, damn. Especially as I get a haircut, I'm like, oh yeah. I'm on top of the world. But that goes for anybody. That goes for anybody. It's like confidence will take you so far. Like it'll take you places you think you could not go. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you might shoot a shot at a chick you might think you might not be able to get. But that confidence is going to take you there. That confidence is going to get you ready to shoot that shot, right? People with no confidence, they staying at home. They don't even want to go out. You can't even play in the game if you're at home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when you get confidence, you in the game. Like, you already out there. So now you just got to shoot. If you make it, you make it. You can't make it. Kobe didn't make everything. You know what I'm saying? Jordan didn't make everything. You're going to hit some makes. You're going to have some misses. But at the end of the day, it's like, that's going to all determine on you. Only you can determine that. You know what I'm saying? Wheelchair ain't going to determine that for you, but you going to determine if you're going to take a shot or not. So my advice to my people out there, man, dating with disabilities, get out there, man, get in the gym, get your swag right, get your confidence right, and I promise you, dating is not going to be, that'll be the least of your issues, I promise.
I feel like it wasn't hard for me though, but I didn't want to get into a real relationship because I feel like I was always sad. Like I didn't want to be like that sad girlfriend, like, oh, she's sad. Because for me, like, I feel like I was always kind of sad, you know, like
well, with you, so how did you get over that feeling sad?
I mean, I'm getting better, you know. I'm just trying to see like the positive in things, like, okay, I don't know. I've just been trying to be more positive throughout the years because in the beginning, like I remember I would cry every day. And whenever, because my accident happened on October. So as soon as September hit, I would cry every day. I would cry every day in September and all the way till the end of October. And then it got to the point where I would only cry 2 weeks before my birthday. And then it would just kind of just fade and fade and fade and fade. And then I was like, oh, my birthday's like, it's coming up. And like, I'm kind of just sad like that day of my birthday, not like a whole month or like a whole 3 months before. So I feel like that's kind of what stopped me. Like I didn't want to be like this. Like, well, I don't want to hang out because I'm sad. Like I didn't want to like say that. Because even now, like I'm actually dating now, guys. I have a boyfriend.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a boyfriend. I know. Some players have to retire.
Ladies, you see that? Dating with the disability right there.
What a spinal cord injury.
Right there you go, with the spinal cord. Oh, my bad. Yeah, with the spinal cord injury. There's a lot of different disabilities. Yeah, but with the spinal cord injury. Yeah.
And now like I only have sad days every now and then. So then I'll be like, oh, well, I don't know. I kind of feel sad. So I don't really feel like putting makeup on, like getting ready. So it's only like sometimes, where I'm sad, like 1 day out of the month, 2 days out of the month. It's not like every day now.
But you know what, Mills? Like, it's okay to be sad though. Like, because I have days too where like I'm like I feel depressed. I can't find a reason why, but I'm like I don't know why. I just feel depressed. And then a couple hours later, I look at myself and I'm like, yeah, I'm not depressed.
Yeah, it was just a sad moment. It was just a sad moment, not a sad day.
Normal. Yeah. It's normal. I think it's normal for anybody. I mean, look at these, like, you got people who are millionaires who like commit suicide and like take their own life, things like that. So they have everything. So being sad and feeling like that, it's normal. Like, so I mean, anyone out there that feels like that, like, don't beat yourself up.
Yeah, that's true.
It is what it is. Like, just don't stay there, right? Like you said, it's like a day, maybe a day or two, and then you're good for the rest of the month. Like, it's okay to be sad. It's okay to cry, right?
Okay, I'm gonna start crying now.
It's okay, but just don't stay there. Like, and that goes for anybody. That's just for people in general. Like, feel sad, cry about it, and move on. And next day,
it'll be a new day.
It's a new day.
Tomorrow's a new day.
Yep, new
day. I always tell myself that. Like, tomorrow's a new day. Tomorrow's a new day. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fact. It's a fact. So, like, it's true. Like, it's okay to feel that way, but tomorrow's a new day. Mm-hmm. Keep it going. Keep pushing.
Keep it rolling.
Yeah.
I had some questions here that I wanted to ask you, and I actually had like a lot. I got together with my sisters, and there's a lot. Like, let me go ahead and read them to you. They wanted to know, like, if you were on any dating apps, like if you ever were like on Tinder, like on
okay. So,
like, how did that ever go? And like, what kind of advice would you give somebody else? Did you put like a selfie of yourself on the first picture, a picture? Like, tell us. Because I was on some apps before my relationship, on several.
So I've gotten on apps, but they never last for longer than like 2 days. Like, it's just not me. Like, I set up an account, a profile, and then it's like, I don't go through pictures like swiping, right? So I had to ask my friend, because he's the one who told me about it. He's like Tinder, Bumble. Yeah. He's on all these apps. So he was like, I was telling him, like, bro, I'm going to get on one of these apps. So he was like, yeah, get on Tinder. So I got on Tinder, and I had it for the first day. I just set up my profile. And when I set up my profile, my main picture is me in a wheelchair. You ain't getting no, like, oh, I didn't know he was going to do it. Like, you getting what you see right there on the first picture. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, bro, like, how does this work? Like, I know I'm a good-looking dude. Nobody, like, responded to, like, he's like, bro, you gotta swipe on girls. Like, you have to like swipe on them.
Like, let them know you're interested.
It matches. I was like, okay. So I was going through it. Like, I was trying to I found maybe like 3 or 4 out of like all of them that I went through that I was like interested in. Uh-huh. And I was like, okay. So like a day passed, maybe 2 days max, and I got a message from someone, and I was like, I don't remember swiping on them. So I opened it up, and it was like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, hey, what's up? And it never went. That was the last message. Like, it never went nowhere from there. So I was like, this shit's dumb. Like, I just deleted it. Like, I deactivated it. Okay. And then I did the same thing with Bumble. So like, for me, if I'm gonna date, I want to meet my partner in person. Like, I want to meet them out somewhere, right? Or the most common place that I've met women has been like on Instagram. Like,
yeah, same.
On Instagram, like they slide in my DM, or I'll message them or something, or they'll like reaction to my photos. They'll send like the heart eyes on my photos, and then I'll just be like, hey, what's up? Like, things like that. So dating apps really never been for me. Like I never really cared for dating apps, even before my injury. Like there was dating apps back in the day too. I never really cared for like dating apps, but it's not my thing.
Yeah, it never worked out for me either.
Yeah, it's not my thing. But for anyone who wants to try it, I mean, I have nothing against it. But my advice would be use a picture of yourself in the chair. Like just let them know.
Because that's who you are.
Because you're in some of the spinal cord injury groups too, and they talk about like dating apps all the time in there. Like that's one of like the hot topics. And dudes will be like, "Oh yeah, my picture was me with a selfie," and then when I met the girl, she treated me different because I was in a wheelchair. It's like, bro, you should have like, why did she not know before she met you?
Yeah, I know.
Wheelchair? You know, I read that.
That's
stuff,
something you disclose because that's who you are.
That's who you are. So it's like I'd be pissed too if I met a girl and she looked like she wasn't in a chair. And then I met her, she's in a chair. I'd be pissed. I'm like, why didn't you tell me you're in a chair? It may not be even because you're in a chair, but you hid something from me.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
so what else are you hiding?
Exactly. So my advice for that would be like, just be yourself. Like,
right.
You know, be yourself and just don't be embarrassed of it. As far as like dating apps, you know.
Right.
I would recommend you put a full. It could just be from like the wheels up. It don't even have to be full body chair.
As long as we can see the wheelchair, we're fine with it.
As long as you can see the wheel, yeah. As long as you can see the
or your crutches, walker, whatever it is.
Yeah. I mean, shit, if you want to be in your car driver's seat with a selfie, have the wheelchair in the back corner so they can be like, oh, is that a wheelchair? Like, at
is that a bike?
Yeah, or something, you know, and then they can ask. So that would be my advice. Like as far as like dating.
Have you ever? It's not my thing. Yeah, I agree with that. I was gonna ask you, like, have you ever been on like your first date and then they ask you what happened to you? Do you think that's offensive? It's not a big deal. Like I was telling my sisters, like, dude, it's a big deal. Like
you said, if I've been on a first date and they ask what happened to me.
Yeah, I feel like that's offensive. Or I take it really personal. I'm like, well, why do you want to know? So just give me your insight.
I guess I'm just really open, right? Like I really like honest. I don't just say it to say it. Like I really genuinely love who I am. Like I really like come to the acceptance of like I'm a bad motherfucker. Like this is me, right? So when people ask,
I want to be you.
I honestly enjoy telling people what happened, right?
So what did happen to you? We all want to know.
I had a motorcycle accident.
Okay.
Back in October
2014.
Yeah, October 12th. I think you're like a week before.
October 4th.
Right? Yeah, almost 2. Yeah, so October 12th, 2014. I had a motorcycle accident. So when people tell me, like, I tell them, I was like, man, I had a motorcycle accident. Now, if it's someone I don't know, like if I'm on a date with a chick and she's like, hey, what
it's your first date.
First date, cool, whatever. Even if we're on the first phone call, like, you know, hey, if you don't mind, what happened? I tell them, like, oh yeah, this is what happened. But when I'm out somewhere and some random person comes up to me and they're like, hey, what happened? Like, hey, why are you in a chair? I'm like, oh man, I fell off a tree. Like I was helping my neighbor. She had a cat. Like I was trying to be nice. You know, the branch broke.
So you're trying to be funny with it.
Yeah, I make shit up all the time. Like I told someone I got in a fight with a bear. The fucking bear threw me against a tree. Like they were like, are you shit? I'm like, man, yeah, but I mean, I survived, so I guess I won. They're like, yeah, you won.
Did they believe it?
Yeah, they really believe that shit. I'm like, yeah, man, the bear fucked me up. But if I don't know you, I'm not gonna tell you. Like, you can approach me the right way. Just be like, hey, what happened? Bro, I don't know you. Like,
right. Like, I don't know you explanations.
Yeah, I don't have to tell you. I don't even know you, bro. Like, I'm not going to tell you what happened to me. What happened to you? Why are you walking? Why ain't you in the chair? You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, no, I don't mind at all. Like, if I'm on a date with someone and I'm trying to vibe and connect with someone, I tell them, ask me whatever. The number one question is, can you still have sex?
Can you still have sex,
That's
Anthony?
the number one question. So, yes, you can still have sex with a spinal cord injury. Sex is not the same. So you have to understand that, to all my fellas out there. Sex will never be the same. It will never be what you once knew. But yes, you can still have sex.
How so?
There's a lot of things. I mean, we're in 2021, so I mean, there's medication. So you have Viagra, right? Viagra works for me. Like that has been my go-to. Like, Viagra is good. And it's so easy. You just tell your doctor, your spinal cord doctor, hey, can you prescribe me some Viagra? Well, it's actually called like Sildenafil or something, Sildenafil, something like that. It's like the generic version.
I'll link it below, guys. I'll put that information here.
Yeah. It's a generic Viagra, but it works just the same. And insurance don't cover Viagra.
I don't know why. They covered the generic one, but they didn't cover the regular one. So the regular one was like $75 for like 2 pills.
2 pills?
Like I'm like, yeah, bro, I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna do all this. Like, so I didn't I wasn't even trying to have sex because I was like, man, I ain't gonna be paying $75 to please you because I can't even feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pleasing you, and that's cool. I'm cool with it, but I need some excitement too. So,
like, you should be paying me.
hey, so what I found out was one of my boys in the chair, my boy T, he was like, bro, you got to get the generic one, bro. I'm like, for real? He's like, yeah, you get the generic one. You could get like 30 of them for like $20. I was like, what? He was like, yeah. I said, all right, I'm going to call you back. I called my doctor right then and there. I was like, hey, can you prescribe me some of the generic Viagra? She knew the name of everything. She was like, Sildenafil or something like that. And I was like, yeah. She was like, how many? I said, give me a 30-pack. She was like, okay. So she sent it in, and I got the call that it was ready. And I went on GoodRx because he told me to use GoodRx. And I found they had it at Albertsons for like $20. It was like $20 change. I'm like, yo, 30-pack for $20.
Like, that's a steal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'll come here next month.
Yeah, and also, too, like, so dating with the spinal cord injury, too, is like, if you're worried about sex, like I said, talk to your doctor, get you a prescription, for that stuff. You could keep, get another spare bottle, you know what I'm saying, put 15 in the car, keep 15 next to the bed, so you're good to go. So, like,
right.
if you meet a chick out somewhere and she wants you to pull up, you ain't got to be like, damn, I got to go home and get them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got a 15 in the car, going there, on the way up there, take one, and by the time you get there, you're ready to go. So, but everyone's different. Like, that works for me. That might not work for the next time. But they have, it's like an injection. It's called Trimix, I believe, Trimix. I haven't had to use it, but I've done my research on stuff like that, sexual stuff like that. And, it's like a little injection you put into like the shaft of your penis, and you're paralyzed, bro. You can't feel it. So.
Okay, I did the ouch thing.
Yeah, don't trip. But the only thing I would recommend with that is make sure you're doing it with someone that you're trying to be with, like long term. If you're putting like an open wound, on your penis, you don't want to just be putting it inside someone you just met yesterday.
Or use a condom.
You could use a condom too, but even then, like, condoms aren't like 100%. Like, people still have kids with condoms and like that too. So
that's true.
I would just not recommend doing that if you're just messing with someone. If you're trying to be someone's side piece, like, just try to find a different route. Like, don't stick yourself, bro, because you don't know who else he's having fun with. But
so
Trimix.
Okay.
Trimix is another one.
So I know this might be like TMI, but okay. So you take the pill, right? Can you still come?
You can, but I can't feel it. Like, I have one time, and it was kind of, the scary part about it is, like, if you're messing with someone unprotected, you could probably, like, pre-cum or
and not feel it.
And not feel it and know, and end up maybe getting someone pregnant, right?
Okay.
Or they have, like, there's a machine out there, it's kind of like a vibrating type of machine, and you put it, like, under your shaft, close to, like, your ball sack, and it, like, circulates down there, like, it gives, like, a real, like, good shake, and it makes you go. And I learned that from the spinal cord injury groups, some of the guys in there. But it's the same thing. A lot of the guys are like, I'm not going through all that work, all that hard work to come when I can't feel it, right? But some people are like, oh, well, it's just good for your overall health, like, just to let them go. You know what I mean? To, like, release it. So, it's really on that point, it's what the man decides he wants. But for me, you can, but it takes more than just your typical what you used to be able to do.
Okay.
If you do want to reach that level, there is things out there to help you reach that level, right?
Okay. I'm also going to ask you for that link, that Facebook group. That way, if there's any guys that are interested, they can join, right?
Yeah, I think it's called, like, Spinal Cord Injury USA.
Okay. Oh, I'm actually on that group. Yeah.
So if you just go in the search bar, it's been a while since they put one. But if you just put, like, male, like, sex or something like that, it'll pull up all the threads. You can see, like, they put the pictures of the stuff to order. It's cool because they hook you up. Like, a lot of these dudes been in the game for like 40 plus years.
Right.
So they know stuff that I don't even know. Like,
that's not in the textbooks.
Not in the textbooks.
Nope.
Textbooks is just what the doctors want you to know.
Right.
You know this is a grade A quality. And I'll give you that link. Or you got the link. You put it.
Yeah, I'll just add it.
And they add anyone with a spinal cord injury. So if you got spinal cord injury, all you got to do is
You're good.
yeah, you're good. Yeah. They even have like caregivers in there too. So
Oh, they do?
I mean, as long as you're involved in like the STI world, you'll be alright. You'll be able to get
To get the info, top notch.
yeah. But,
Okay, so like
as far as
another
that-
question. I'm over here all nervous,
what's up?
acting all immature. My bad. So if you have a spinal cord injury, can you still get horny?
So no, or at least for me, I don't get horny like I used to get horny. I do still get horny, but it's not like the typical like old way that I would get that way, right? You
Okay.
get horny, you get a hard on and all that. Now, like for me, and I'll speak for me, everyone's different.
Everyone's
so anything
different.
I say, guys in here, I'm a T4. So if you're like a T12, you may have more sexual function. So some of the stuff I say may not work, may not, go for you.
Right.
It might be different. Everything. I mean, there's no thing usually, but so for me, like me getting horny is more of a mental thing for me now, right? Like I love if I'm with a woman, like just looking at her naked on my bed, right? Touching and feeling, like it's a mental kind of horny now. It's not a physical, right? It's really hard to explain. You have to be in that moment, right? You have to like really be in that moment,
Okay.
right? It's just like you just looking, it's like sexy, you know what I'm saying? Like you use your hands now, you know what I'm saying? Use your mouth now, like, biting and things like that, you know what I'm saying? Touching and kissing. It's a different type of horny now, but it's still horny, but it's just a mental kind of horny now. It's not a physical, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's a different type of horny. Like I said, you have to really be in the situation to understand it. Because obviously, like, you can, like, want something, but you don't get a hard on, right?
Okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah, okay. Nah, you're good. So, but yeah, going back to, like, the horny stuff is, like, for me, it's more of a mental type of feeling now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, seeing a woman, touching on a woman, kissing on a woman, licking on a woman. Like, that's what kind of gets me in that horny state now. You know what I mean? So
it's a
or,
little
like,
bit more personal.
it's more Philly. It's more like, having the person there. Like if I see her naked, I don't really feel horny until I start like touching. You know what I mean? Because I can't. That old feeling would just get me erected, right? Like you see him, you're like, oh shit, I'm getting horny. That feeling is not really there no more. But when I start to touch and feel, it kind of comes back, but in a mental way.
Well, they do say that an orgasm is more like mental.
Well, it just depends on the person. Like
That's true.
I will say this though, for me, being paralyzed and like learning new things with the woman's body, like it depends on the woman though, right? Like I'll tell them like, yeah, can you still have sex? I'm like, yeah, but I gotta take the pill. But I don't just go up to women that I just meet and be like, yeah, I take the viagra. We can still fuck. Like, but if I'm gonna tell you something that personal to me, we have to like have some type of connection, like messing around for a little while, right? Something like that. I'm not gonna just go up to a woman I met at the club yesterday, like, hey, I did take a Viagra. This is what I do. Like, I'm gonna have to have some type of physical connection with you, right?
Mm-hmm. How long does it take for you to? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Now there has been a couple. I take that back. There has been a couple times where I met someone in the club and like they're fine. Like, we end up leaving. But
That
I
night?
just tell them we're both kind of like drinking a little bit, so I'm just like, hey, hold on, I'm gonna take a pill real quick. You know what I'm saying? So like, while I'm taking the pill, I'm doing other stuff with my hands, and like getting the moment, the mood right. So when this pill starts to take effect, we're good to go.
How long does it take for it to actually like?
It takes like 15 to 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
But that's why I said if you keep it in the car, you could take it while you're on the road. Right? Like 10, 15 before you get home. So once you get home, like you're good to go. So the woman might not even know, right?
Right.
Like she getting in the bed with you, like you're already to go. So she don't know, right? And like you don't have to be like, oh, I nutted. Like you could just be like, all right, good, and if she's good, then it's like, all right, cool. So it's a win-win. Like you know what I mean? So it's like, what if you could feel it and you nutted in less than a couple minutes? You know what I mean? So it's like so now you have that advantage to where you can just make your teeth sure off the top. So, but like I said, depending on the woman, you get to like if they're down with it, like you can experiment on a woman's body, right? Like you can find spots that get them to that different level, right? So like with a dick, you're gonna penetrate them, but like you can use your hands, tongue, and, like other things. Like you can find different spots on a woman's body, which could take them to a different level than just like fuck it, like you know what I'm saying? Because they can always use a toy or whatever to help them get to that level. So it's cool, man. It really is. But like I said, it depends on the woman, right? Because even a woman, sometimes, you know, you tell her, hey, look, I'm going to experiment with your body. Even she might find something new for her that she likes, right? But you have to
that somebody else couldn't even find.
Yeah, that someone else couldn't even find. That, you know, she's like, oh, fuck, like this dude here, like he does something with his hands better than some of these dudes with a dick that can work. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on the woman if they're willing to experiment with you.
Are you now? Oh, I'm always interrupting you. I'm so sorry.
Nah, go ahead.
Like, are you now kind of like, dang, I should have done this when, you know, like walking Anthony? No? Do you ever catch yourself doing something like that?
Yeah, I'm like, I wish I would have like thought about it more. You know, like, you know, instead of like waiting till things change for it to happen. But I mean, it is what it is. You can't go back and change it.
Right.
You know, and now I can change the woman's perspective. So like, oh, it's about wheelchair, like it's about you down. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Make the best of it, or you can sit at home and feel sorry for yourself and not get no play. You know what I'm saying? So it just
that's really good advice.
It just depends on the person, like, and you like I said, this goes back to the compass. Like you can't. I tell them straight up. Like I'm not scared. Like I said, I don't. If I just meet them, I don't tell them. But if we've been messing around, went on a couple of dates, you know, we go out and we catch a nice little buzz and like we kissing on the way home. I know, you know when shit's gonna go down. You know what I'm saying? Like you know shit's gonna go down, so you can pull away at that moment. Like, I'm not ready, you know, to like let her know that part of my life.
Right.
You know, you can back off of it, but if you want to do it and she wants to do it, and you know it's gonna go down if you get home, just tell her the truth. What's she gonna say? Oh, you have to use viagra, your dick gets up, but you can't feel it. I'm good. I don't want to fuck. Like they still want to fuck. They don't care. You know, if they fucking with you, they fucking with you. Like they don't care. Like,
the women do not care. You heard it here.
If you're pleasing them, they're cool with it. I mean, shit. What do? You can't change it.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can't change the situation. You just make the best of it.
I'm putting myself in like that position, and I feel like I agree with you. You know, like let's say like I was dating somebody, you know, that uses a wheelchair. Like if I could walk, like I would kind of just be worried about like, okay, like am I gonna feel good? You know?
Yeah. So that's what you're worried about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. I'm telling you, the number one thing. It's not even about. They don't even ask how long you've been in each other. The number one thing is, can you still fuck?
Right.
That's the number one thing. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're fine or ugly. The number one thing people want to know is, can you still fuck? And yes, you can.
What's the best?
It's just different.
Yeah, it is different. It's very different.
It's very different. I mean, I don't know about for a woman, but I'm sure it's different too. I mean, I don't know. Like, what about women? Can y'all feel when a guy is penetrating you?
It's different for everyone because each injury is like very unique. And I've met girls that like they can't feel it, that they can't, and some like they can semi feel it or it's a little delayed. So
it's different, right? But,
yeah, it's different.
The guy's okay as long as the guy is like same thing, vice versa. As long as the guy's like, okay, like we have sex, I can feel you, like I can feel you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm okay with you not being able to feel the situation. Or feel, the mood. So, I mean, it just but it depends on the person.
I feel like my biggest fear when having sex is having an accident. Have you ever had one?
I have. I mean, I've had accidents before, but not during sex.
Not during sex.
Not during sex. But that is something that early on that I would worry about.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing, I mean, accidents are gonna happen. Like you can't control that, you know. But like, it's crazy how the body works. Like I put myself on such a great schedule. Like I use number 2 every night. You know, I make sure I cast every 4 to 6 hours. So like, as far as like having
you stay on schedule
like that, I stay on schedule. The only times I've ever had accidents was a lot early on into my injury, and a lot of them when I was eating bad, like during my like depression phases, where I was just going to like Whataburger, like eating Chinese food, like just anything that I just didn't care. And then I'd have an accident and I'd be all pissed off. But it's like, dude, you're eating all that shit. Like, don't eat that shit, right? And the minute I changed my diet around and started eating a lot cleaner, I had less. And now it's at the point now that, I mean, I rarely have it. And if I do have it, I don't even get bad no more.
No? That's good.
I mean, I get pissed. Don't get me wrong. I'm like, fuck, I got to go home and check. But I'm like, I'm not beating myself up.
Okay.
Like, fuck, I hate my life. I don't do that. Like, I'm
just clean yourself up.
Yeah, I got to go home, do all that. And at that point, if I'm going to stay home.
Right.
That
shit used to get to me bad.
Well, you can't. I mean, like my mom would tell me, she's like, "Son, how are you gonna beat yourself up on something you can't
control?" Yeah.
It's different if you know you gotta go and you're going on yourself. If you know you have to go and you're going, then like you should be upset. Like, what the hell were you thinking? But if you're just sitting there and you don't know you're about to have a bowel movement and it happens, like how are you gonna be mad about that?
Yeah.
Right?
I want to meet your mom now.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, it sucks, but my mom takes care of older people.
Oh, okay.
My mom, she does home health, so like she stays nice with older people, like changing them and things. So like she tells me all the time, like you're effing amazing, son. Like you do all this shit on your own, and I take care of people who need the help. So like for you to be able to do all that, like you don't realize how fucking awesome you are. You know what I mean? To be able to do all this stuff. And there's people who are more mobile than you that I have to help just because they choose not to do it. But she gets paid to do it, so she don't complain. But she sees the perspective on like, damn, my son's paralyzed from the chest down. This motherfucker is out every day, all day, in the gym 2 times a day, showers himself, does number 2 himself, takes care of his daughter, gives his daughter a bath, cooks for himself. Like damn, this motherfucker
and has a job.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, damn, he travels on his own, stays in the hotels on his own. Like, what wheelchair? You know what I'm saying? It's like it's right here. But that goes back to dating, right? A woman can see me and be like, yo, he's a normal ass dude, right? Like I just said, what wheelchair? This motherfucker's traveling. This motherfucker's taking care of his kid. This motherfucker's in the gym. Motherfucker's at the park doing cardio. Motherfuckers taking care of his grandparents. You know what I mean? Like, that goes back, all that goes back to that. A woman wants to be with someone they feel that can provide for them and take care of them. Doesn't mean pay all the bills, but it means if something was to happen, could this man help me? If I was to get sick, could this man go to Walgreens and pick up my medication and bring me back some soup? Damn right I can. You know what I mean?
Right.
If I lost my job and this man had to hold it down for 6 months, does he work? Can he work? Can he be able to do that? Damn right I can. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you have to just get out and do it. Like, and that's the number one problem with dudes, even poly women too. You so focused on the wheelchair preventing you from dating that you don't even try to better yourself as a person. Not realize that even though you're in a chair, you're still a fucking human being.
Right.
How many people can walk that ain't doing shit, that are single too?
A lot.
That have trouble dating. You know what I'm saying? So dating's hard for anybody. So
wheelchair, no wheelchair.
Wheelchair, no wheelchair. It's hard for anybody.
I'm so inspired by you right now.
Hey, I'm just speaking like the shit I've been through. I never speak on anything that's not real. Like, I don't need clout. I don't need cap. Like, this is my real life. Like, if you follow me on Instagram,
you know what it is.
Stories and stuff, I'm really out here doing this stuff. Like, I'm not, I don't need a cap. I don't need to do that. I'm really out here doing it. And I enjoy doing it because I can motivate others like me to be like, yo, I get messages all the time from people in chairs like, damn, bro, like I see you doing this and that. I'm gonna start modeling too. I'm gonna start acting too. Oh, I got in the gym because of you. Now I know I can be a dad because of you. Now I know I can lose weight because of you. Like, I'm really in the streets. Like, I really do it. Like,
you inspired me to be a mom.
Yeah, see, so you know what I'm saying? Like
it can be done.
It can be done. It can be done. It can be done. Anything can be done. You know what? Because Ant can, I can. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man, it is what it is. But yeah, that's kind of how I've molded myself to where I'm at today. It wasn't easy. Like I said earlier, I was depressed. I felt sorry for myself and all that, eating bad food. And the minute I got in the gym, that was one of the best things I did. The minute I got in the gym and started to focus on me and getting in shape, that's when everything just started to go up. Because I started to love me. I started looking in the mirror and be like, yeah, that's me. wheelchair or not. Like, I'm a bad dude. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it all boils down to, really. If you look good, you feel good.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah, but self-love, like everyone always talks about it, but it's a fact. Self-love, man. The minute you can love yourself alone, we're different. The minute you can love yourself alone and in a wheelchair,
And
like,
in a wheelchair.
Can't no one tell you shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me shit. No, I don't care who it is. You can't tell me shit. That's why I said I roll up to any wheel. You can't tell me shit. I done overcome death. You know what I'm saying? Do you think I'm scared of you telling me no? Like, come on.
What would be like your biggest advice? Like, how do you accept your wheelchair?
What was that?
Like, how do you accept your wheelchair? Like, how do you get to that point?
Like,
what if you do have the confidence? What if, you are working in the gym, you're seeing results? Like, what's like one thing that you can be like, look, man, like, this is your chair. The moment that it kind of clicked for me was like, this is my freedom. Like, I get to go to school with my wheelchair. Like, I get to travel with my wheelchair. Like, without my wheelchair, like, I would be nowhere.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great way to look at it. You know, like, this is your leg. At the end of the day, this is your leg. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether you hate it or not, you get rid of it. What you gonna do? You can't do shit. You know. So my biggest advice, man, is accept who you are. I mean, I don't know. Just love yourself, man. You can't go back in time. What's done is done. You can't change things.
Mm-mm.
The minute you can understand that life is still beautiful, every day above ground is beautiful, and you just accept it and you just keep moving forward. And I promise, the minute you can just accept it and just keep going forward, things are going to change for you. And this goes for anybody. There's people 10 years in a chair who can't accept it. And guess what? Once you're on the bottom, you can only go up. Like, when you hit rock bottom, you can't go any lower. So focus on you and focus on being the best person you can, because you can only go up with positive. You know what I'm saying? Being positive, you can only go up. Like, you can't go down being positive. You go down being negative.
Mm-hmm.
But you can only be negative so much to where you ain't going down no more. You're just like right there, right? And I've been there. Look at my Instagram. Look at my pictures of me where I was almost 200 pounds. Like, I've been there. I speak on it because I've been there. Right. I've been there, and it doesn't do anything for you. You see my attitude now, how I care about myself now, how I feel about myself now. This did not happen overnight. You know, this is countless hours in the gym. This is a lot of times staying up, like talking to myself, like trying to make the best of the situation. You can't go back. This is life. You don't get to do it again. So if you want to throw away your youth or whatever, feeling sorry for yourself, then by all means do that. But don't go back 10 years from now and saying, damn, I wish I would have felt how I feel now then, because you ain't getting the time back.
Drops mic. That was awesome.
It's a fact, though. Like, you're not getting time back. You have it now.
We're only getting older.
We're getting older. And another thing, too, people die every day. Like, I just had a friend, someone they know died. I don't know how or what, but he died. So it's like, he was a fully able-bodied person. Like, I don't know if it was a car accident or what, but no day is promised. The point of that was no day is promised. So if you're still alive, whether you're in the chair or not, I appreciate that shit.
Right. Like, you didn't die for a reason.
He left kids behind. You know what I'm saying? Like, these kids will never see their dad again. Right? I'm pretty sure if you ask those kids, hey, would you want your dad here even if he was in a wheelchair? I guarantee you everyone in that dude's family would say yes.
Yeah.
I guarantee you. They'll say, I don't care if he had no legs and no arms. If he was still here, we want him back. What wheelchair?
What wheelchair?
But nah, man. Hey, thank you for having me, man. I really appreciate it. I do hope to see you soon.
No, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
I'm so glad.
I pushed some stuff around to be here for you.
What was that?
I pushed some stuff around so I could be here for you.
No, I really appreciate this. We definitely have to do this, like part 2, like in real life, and actually, like hang out and in real life.
The next time, okay, so I'm gonna come because I want to hop on your elevator lift.
Yeah, you have to.
And we'll do something live in the studio. You know what I'm saying? In the studio. So.
For sure.
It sounds good, but I appreciate you. Thank you for having me. Yeah, y'all can follow me on Instagram at WheelchairPapi, TikTok at WheelchairPapi. My YouTube channel, I haven't really been too consistent on it, but it is Behind the Chair, A Sanchez. You can subscribe to that. Some of my daily life videos. If you want to check that out. And Milz, I love you. Thank you for having me. Have a blessed day. Peace out. Keeping it real with Milz.
Thank you for watching my video, guys. See ya. Don't wanna be ya.